a lot of hype around the new movie Longlegs. So I was honestly expecting to hate it because I usually hate most movies that people hype up. Or I guess I won't say hate, but they usually come in pretty underwhelming for me. I don't know why, but that's just how things usually shake out. Now, is the Longlegs exactly what the hype claims it is? I would have to say no, but I did really like this one. And for all the people constantly complaining that they're sick of the same recycled remakes and sequels and Hollywood is out of original ideas, well, here you go, an original idea. Longlegs follows an FBI agent in pursuit of a serial killer on a terrifying killing spree. I feel like this movie fills that void of the crime, thriller, psychological horror movie, which I absolutely love, and we have not gotten one in ages. And the fact that it is packaged as a 90s crime thriller, psychological horror is a plus in my book. I enjoyed this overall, but it was pretty flawed. Let's get into some of my favorite aspects of the film. Now, aesthetically, I adored this movie. The style of the movie is really refreshing. I feel like filmmakers play a lot on 80s nostalgia, so I really love seeing Longlegs set in the 90s. I also felt like this movie had pretty brilliant camera shots. One move I love is holding a shot for a while, not easing up for the audience. It builds tension and anxiousness really well. Friday, I am doing a live on opening shots in horror, and look, we have got to add Longlegs to the list of iconic horror opening sequences. First of all, what was funny to me was the little girl reaction. I was like, baby, you are way too calm as a strange man randomly approaches you in your front yard. I love the introduction of the Longlegs villain in this scene. I love winter, Lord Jesus. I love a winter time setting for a horror movie. Something about cold and snow just gives me horror. I also thought the style choices in this movie were really brilliant. So many great moments with the style choices, but a few that stand out for me in particular is the introduction. The white house, the white snow with the red jacket on the little girl, and then Longlegs having no color on him at all, from his hair, his skin, his coat. Also the shot when they apprehend Longlegs and he's on the side of the road with that suitcase. I love that shot. I really enjoy a movie that is just really interesting to look at. I also loved how the ending wasn't predictable. About 8 times out of 10, I watch a movie and I'm like, I called that. But that did not happen here with Longlegs. Now, from the opening scene, I got the impression that the little girl was our lead, Agent Lee. And with the murders, I felt like Longlegs was her dad. Obviously, I was way off base, but with the birthday thing and Agent Lee having the same, birthday as the daughters and the families that were victimized, I thought that connection was that Longlegs was her dad. And also the fact that we see her mom and there is never any mention of Lee's dad. And also the psychic ability test that Lee takes when she sees the inverted triangle and she says dad or father or something like that. I was like, yep, Longlegs is her pappy. But once we get to the end and we discover that Agent Lee's mom is actually Longlegs' accomplice, that honestly blew me away. I did not see that coming at all. And it's pretty rare that I don't see something coming to this degree, but I will say I didn't care for them delving so much into the mom's motive and giving her that monologue. I felt like that was a misstep for the movie to focus so much on the mom's motivation. I didn't enjoy that whole moment and it felt a bit unnecessary for me, but outside of that, I didn't think it made much sense with the story. Longlegs was a killer before coming into contact with Lee's mom, so why even agree to this deal? What would be his motivation? What would he get out of the deal? I just feel like it was presented as if he needed her to get access to these families' homes, but again, he was doing this before Lee's mom. I feel like, yes, there was this connection between Longlegs and Agent Lee, but I guess I wish the movie focused more on Longlegs, particularly if you're going to tell us he made this deal with the mom. That makes no sense to me. But My bad. I've moved on to things I didn't like before finishing all the stuff I enjoyed. So let's get back to that. Now, personally, I love a movie that is really just feels bleak and doesn't give us a happy ending. I love hopelessness and not giving us a break from the tension. So the entire mood of Longlegs really does it for me. But let's get into some of my favorite performances. First of all, I have been really annoyed at people talking about this film and not giving Blair Underwood the respect he deserves. Blair Underwood ain't new to this, he true to this. I saw someone call him a TV actor. Baby, check the resume, okay? Blair Underwood has been in movies, iconic movies since the 90s. I absolutely loved seeing his name come up, I think like second when the movie opens. Like, yes, give my baby second billing. Blair Underwood is a motherfucking legend, and he will be treated as such. A timeless beauty of a man and a huge talent. I really enjoyed him here, and he shines particularly in the ending sequence, which we will get into. I was annoyed though. Y'all know I gotta get into this bag. I was annoyed that they did not give Blair Underwood a black wife in this movie. I don't know why they can never hire a black woman and a black man. So many horror movies are doing the interracial relationship. Tyrone, The Inheritance, Imaginary. It feels like it is Hollywood's twisted version of diversity. Like, we gonna still only hire one nigga. Like, you're still gonna be just one token higher. I don't understand why we don't just hire a black man and a black woman. It's not hard. But another standout performance was the actress who played Carrie, I think, but don't quote me. The girl that Agent Lee goes to speak to in the mental hospital. That entire scene with her was brilliant. I loved that girl performance. She felt eerie and unhinged, and I just believed the hell out of that performance. But of course, the number one standout performance for me was my man Nick Cage, who I have adored and loved as one of my favorite actors of all time since the 90s. First of all, I love when actors give a performance where they're almost unrecognizable, kind of like Donnie Wahlberg in The Sixth Sense. I thought Nick Cage and the makeup team did amazing, having him not really look like Nick Cage. I loved his voice in this. Give Nick Cage the Oscar for this, okay? Give him the key to the city. Just give him whatever he wants. Give him more horror roles. Longlegs, it is getting added to my list of favorite Nick Cage performances, right along with Snake Eyes, Lord of War, Face Off, 8mm. My biggest negative with Longlegs is that we didn't get enough Nicolas Cage. I cannot rave enough about his performance. I know you aren't afraid of a little dark because you are the dark. That's going to be in my wedding vows, okay? And the final thing I loved about Longlegs was the ending sequence. Iconic opening sequence and iconic ending sequence all in one motherfucking movie. Like, Longlegs did that. The one thing that I did call was that Longlegs would target Blair Underwood's family. The moment we meet his family, the moment they are talking about his daughter's birthday, I just knew they were setting up the ending. And what a brilliant ending it was. Shout out to the actress who played Blair Underwood's wife and the actress, the little girl who played the daughter. I felt genuinely uncomfortable in the scene. My anxiety was through the roof. My favorite thing about watching horror is I love for my nerves to be tore up, okay? I love feeling like I am about to jump out of my skin with anxiety, and that is what this scene gave me in spades. The wife seemingly like uncomfortable but trying to act normal. The daughter, oh my god, it was so disturbing seeing the daughter hugging that fucking doll. Blair Underwood and his brilliance in this scene, everything just freaking works. Blair Underwood's demeanor and everything, such a stark difference from the character we've come to know until this. And I always run my mouth about how much I hate off-screen kills when Blair Underwood goes into the other room with his wife to cut the cake and we hear the wife getting killed, but we see the daughter and that doll and we're stuck in this room and we're not able to see what's actually happening. That shit worked, okay? But that's why, like, even when I did my video on horror tropes, I said even the most overused tropes or the things that we hate in a horror movie, it can work with the right filmmaker because, baby, I hate an off-screen kill, okay? I also really love the actual crime we're dealing with here of Longlegs. First of all, murdering entire families, kids, having the fathers kill their own families. I feel like the crime itself is so disturbing and depressive. Love that. Now, that is where my enjoyment ends, and we have to get into all the things I did not like about Longlegs. At the very top would be the performance of Micah Monroe. I am so sorry. I know she is horror's it girl, and I really like that movie she did, Significant Other, but I gotta be honest, she was the weak link in the chain for me in this movie. And it wasn't that she was bad. I mean, hello, obviously the girl can act, but she just didn't do it for me. I felt so much brilliance in everyone else's performance, but not hers. I was so enamored and engrossed in everyone else's performance, but not hers. It is also a mix of me not really caring for the character of Agent Lee. Baby, Agent Lee was on my fucking nerves. I'm gonna be honest. She was really awkward and stiff. I didn't feel anything for her. They could have killed her character off and I wouldn't have felt a thing. I didn't empathize with her. I didn't root for her. There were so many moments where she was breathing really hard and coming off nervous. And I'm like, yeah, you're a rookie FBI agent, but baby girl, like, you're a professional. Pull yourself together. I something didn't connect for me with Agent Lee and with Michael Monroe's performance. We got a great scene when she's home alone on the phone with her mom and she hears this noise, right? Man, when she's on the phone with her mom and I'm just like, why the hell are you so shaky? Like, the breathing hard was taking me out. I thought she was going to have a panic attack. She's running through the cabin with her gun, and I get it as far as the character traits with the social, like, awkwardness, but the character just didn't work for me. I just kept feeling like, bitch, pull yourself together. I just felt constantly frustrated with her performance. It just didn't give what I needed it to give. There is also a lot of unanswered questions that I didn't like. I do love how open-ended the movie is once we actually hit the end. I usually don't like not getting an actual ending, but I feel it works here and leaves you where the movie continues that bleak feeling. I mean, Agent Lee wasn't able to destroy the doll and break the connection to Blair Underwood's daughter. It doesn't feel like we particularly win in the end because, you know, usually like you win over the villain. I also couldn't tell if she was out of bullets or if the gun jammed when she tries to shoot the doll. Now, I feel like being out of bullets doesn't make sense because she only shot, I think, maybe 3 shots. But if the gun jammed, that plays into this occult devil magic thing that was going on, because I'm like, okay, like who jammed the gun? What jammed the gun? But that is something I didn't like as well. The fact that we didn't get any answers to this magic with the dolls, as well as the psychic test with Lee. I see Lee and her partner going to the suspect's house, and, you know, we get Lee's abilities, telling her that, you know, the bad guy is in this particular house and stuff. But for the for one, the FBI believes in psychic abilities. Like, giving her the psychic test, I was just kind of like lost a bit. And for 2, I didn't think the abilities really came in the clutch like we needed it to. But that brings me to the mom shooting Agent Lee's doll in the head. For 1, why is there a doll for her? Mom did all this to save her. We know the dolls are used to control. Were they using Lee, the psychic ability thing? They being Longlegs and her mom, or who else could be a part of this cult? And why break the connection in that moment? If the connection is the doll, why did the mom break the connection in that moment? And I mean, given the fact that Lee tries to shoot the little girl's doll in the head, I'm presuming that breaks the connection. Also, the mom's whole motive is, I did this for my child, but then in the end, she goes to attack her child with a knife. Again, is that the doll? control. I don't know if these things are just like stuff I wasn't smart enough to get, but if it just wasn't me and I'm just not dense, I wish the movie gave a little clearer understanding of some of these things. Lee and her psychic abilities really bugs me. She says how it's like something tapping on the shoulder. Is that the occult? Is that the devil? Is that Longlegs? If so, what was the point? What was the master plan of using Agent Lee? Because it couldn't have just been to get Blair Underwood's family and have it end where the movie ends. And my other big negative is the interrogation scene. Not the scene itself per se, great scene, but more so killing off Longlegs. I felt like that was a huge mistake. I feel like Longlegs is one of the most iconic horror villains we've got in a while. It reminds me of the Scream franchise killing off Randy way too soon, but also there's always someone watching an interrogation. It didn't make logical sense for me. I feel like folks should have ran in there a lot faster. He should not have been able to just be busting his nose off his face. Overall, though, in a year where I have found most new releases to be lackluster, I just did a video on my worst movies of 2024 so far. I actually enjoyed this and was really pleasantly surprised. I give Longlegs a 6.5 out of 10. I won't get into the scary debates. What's scary? Is this scary? Even though this movie is no masterpiece, if nothing else, it is really interesting, original film with some masterful performances and imagery. At this point, I only saw the movie one time, and it definitely feels like it has great rewatch value. I'm excited to see it again, and it feels like one of those movies where you notice more things when you watch it again, and you get more of an appreciation once you rewatch. If you enjoyed this review and are interested in more horror content and movie and TV show reviews and commentary, please hit that subscribe button. Also, make sure you comment down below. Let me know your thoughts on Longlegs. Did you agree or disagree with my take? Please hit like on this video. Make sure you comment. Your engagement helps the channel so much. Also, I am now on an upload schedule. Sundays are for the Apple series Lady in the Lake. I will be uploading my recaps for each episode. The new episodes air on Friday. I will be uploading my video on Sundays, and then 6 p.m. Central Time on Sundays, I will be doing a live for Lady in the Lake to break down and discuss the episode further. Tuesdays will be new content, either a live review or upload. Then we have our watch along Thursdays. My first watch along was Bad Boys Ride or Die. We had so much fun with that one. I had people asking for it to be public, so now it is. Make sure you check that out if you haven't. But watch alongs started as members only. With the interest, though, our watch along Thursdays will be once monthly for public subscribers and weekly watch alongs for channel members. So if you want to be involved, make sure you hit that join button. For the watch alongs, they are available on the $2.99 tier, as low as the $2.99 tier. And we have our horror Saturdays with KillerCon live horror panel every Saturday at 5 p.m. Central. Please make sure that you check out my KillerCon playlist so you can catch up on the first 5 episodes of that. So you guys can expect content from me weekly on Tuesdays, Thursdays, Saturdays, and Sundays. Please make sure you show up and support the uploads and the live videos as well. Thank you so much for supporting the channel. Let me know how you feel about the new content schedule. I'll see you in the next one.